Well, Jeremy, it's quite interesting what what government here in Gauteng is doing is that it's giving people actually service stands. Oh, I'm just going to move away from the shot so that you can get a sense of what's happening. So this land, the stands that community members are going to get. So what's happening here is that the land has already been serviced. There's tar road, there's electricity. In fact, when you move around, you're able also to see that there's fire hydrants and taps that are ready for water, really. So what officials are doing are giving people these stands so that they can be able to build themselves homes. Well, Jeremy, we have seen in the past in this province people protesting, in fact, saying that they want government to give them land, saying that they can no longer wait for government to give them houses. I want to bring in to this conversation Gauteng Premier David Makhura said, thank you so much for your time. Why give people land instead of houses?
Yes, Malungelo, I made an announcement in May this year, that's basically 3 months ago, that we have gone throughout the province, and every time we deal with housing issues, people say to us, give us land, we will build houses for us, ourselves. And the reason is because urban land is very expensive. We are also doing this. We start with housing. The focus of our land release is 3 areas. The first one is housing. Like today, we started right here in Ekurhuleni. This is the launch of the program. So there are 2,000 people who are going to get serviced sites here. As you correctly said, there's infrastructure here, bulk infrastructure here. They will also get different plans, proposed plans. There are 49 different plans from the city of Ekurhuleni. They'll choose the type of houses they want to build, and this is part of formalization. And there's another area of land release which has to do with agricultural land. There are 120 municipal farms in Ekurhuleni. Those farms are going to be released to emerging farmers, particularly black farmers. We want them to do food production. We want them to participate in the economy. And the third area is land that's about industrial development. So we start with government-owned land. Okay. And then we are going to move to the next phase, which has to do with expropriation of land without compensation, in line with that parliamentary process.
Premier, how then do you determine who gets the stand first here? Take me through the criteria.
Yeah, so we've got the beneficiary administration for all government housing programs. We've got a very clear criteria. There are people who earn below a certain quantum, and those people who need government, they can't build houses for themselves. So we are continuing with the government program of building houses for those below at least the 3,500 quantum. But we have a category that's in the housing sense of the missing middle. These are people who don't qualify for government houses. They don't qualify because they just earn a little bit outside the bracket. Okay. So our primary target is, at the moment, we are starting with those who earn about 3,500, between that and 22,000 rands. And those are the people who have been saying to us everywhere, we have our own savings. We are able to build houses for ourselves. So that's basically the target at the moment.
Premier, how are you going to make sure though that people build proper houses here, not informal settlement?
Yes, in fact, our land release program is to make sure that we have too much informalization, illegal invasion of land, people building structures without municipal approval. For this reason, we can't do this without the support of municipalities. And that's why there are plans, building plans, to ensure that all those, when people get the land, and we're giving them also title to the land, they will be able to choose from the plans of municipalities. So we're saying to all the municipalities in Gauteng, you work with us on this. So after Ekurhuleni, we are going to go to Johannesburg. We will go go to Tshwane, we will go to the West Rand and Sedibeng districts as well. We need municipalities to work with us, especially on the building approval. The municipalities are responsible for regulating approval of buildings.
Premier, a quick one though. Why expedite this project now? Is it because your government is under pressure to deliver houses, but also is it because of the elections that are coming next year?
I think it's a very, very important question that you are asking. Firstly, as I said, Gauteng province has built more than 1.2 million houses, but we have a huge backlog of another million people who, the more we build houses, the more people move to the province. So the pressure on our resources is something that we can't tackle just by building for people alone. But I think the most important reason is I feel this pressure everywhere I go. People say to us, Premier, we need land. We are land hungry. We need land to build houses for ourselves. But also those who are in business say, look, we are doing business in our backyards. In the townships, people say we need land. The land release program has been so well received. We are under pressure from people who say, yes, look, we want to do things for ourselves.
You're under pressure from those people because you never let them not vote for you.
Well, I think it is important. Every government will say they need to do the things that the citizens want, and in return, certainly, there's no secret about it. If we do a good job, people will vote for us.
Premier David Makhura, thank you very much. Jeremy, that's the Gauteng Premier David Makhura. After launching really this project, he's saying that also this project will go to other municipalities in this province. So people must just wait. The province, we know that it has a housing backlog of about 1 million, and of course in Protea Glen early this year, people protesting saying that government must give them land because they can no longer wait for government to provide them with housing. Well, the Premier is saying that this initiative intends to answering some of those housing needs that residents in this province have.